Howdy, folks. It is Diecastbuffet here again, and what a wild finish to Darlington. Holy cow, I did not expect us to get another controversial finish like we did last week at Kansas. Oh boy, Larson versus Chastain. Could that possibly be a thing? Who knows? But William Byron gets redemption at Darlington, wins in that beautiful Jeff Gordon throwback. He got screwed last year and wrecked in the closing last by Logano. But guess what? He gets it done. Let me tell you, a lot of Jeff Gordon fans going to love that race to win diecast. Make sure to go ahead and put it over there at Circle B Diecast. And if you haven't seen my community post earlier I made this week, the code is actually upgraded. It's no longer $5 off. It's actually $6 off any orders, $30 or more. So feel free to check that out over there, guys. Holy cow. Hopefully they make a 164, and let's hope it's caked in confetti, because I'm almost certain the clean version is going to get made. They better have the metallic finish on it. If they don't, that's going to be a bummer, but I think they'll get it right. Wow. What a tale of two different Darlington events. The first half of the race, let me just say, it was pretty tame. You know, it was the Martin Truex Jr. show. I picked Truex to win, and I'll quickly touch on the Truex thing. What a brain fart of a move. You're second place. You already have a win. You're locked in the postseason. What's the difference between finishing second and first in stage 2? One little playoff point, and what does Truex do? Borderline destroy a race-winning car, and inevitably did, because it kept him so far back in the pack that he couldn't rebound, and then gets collected in someone else's wreck, or technically his own fault. But it was hard racing between him and Logano, but you get my point. If he would have just settled for second place behind Chastain, Truex could have very well won this race. A big brain fart by a very veteran Hall of Fame driver. I don't know what Truex was thinking. I get it, you want to win the stages, but it's like speeding on pit road. Is 1/10 of a second really worth losing 30 spots potentially with a speeding penalty, going a lap down? No. I just can't understand why drivers race so hard for stages and then they wreck their car. So that was a big bummer there. But wow, man, the final 70-something laps of this race, really exciting stuff. Classic Darlington. The first half was really tame. It was good racing. It was like one of those good, clean races that you see. It wasn't like a snooze fest like Richmond might be, but it was just... they took the gloves off the last like 30 or 40-something laps, man. Larson runs up into Chastain. Chastain runs up into Larson. Oh, man, just good, hard racing. Elliott, I thought he had to pit after he got the damage, and let me tell you, that throwback paint scheme is one of my all-time favorites. I love the Evernham number 9 car. I've been wanting him to do that throwback for so many years, and they've been running these horrible throwbacks, in my opinion, especially last year. That was the worst throwback I've ever seen. But finally, they brought a good one to the racetrack. Got third place in it, so that's a great run for Elliott, who's came close at Darlington numerous times and have been crashed by guys like Truex and Kyle Busch. But I'm really happy Hendrick got the win today. Harvick, he could have won this race if he wanted to. He didn't dump Byron, or at least moved him up. I would have went for it. I mean, big deal. It's your last year. You know what I'm saying? Just move him up the racetrack. Don't dump him, but move him. I would have took the run, but that's just me. I'm a Chastain fan. I'm a Larson fan and a Chastain fan and a Noah Gragson fan, so go figure. Wow, man, what a fun Darlington race. I love the throwbacks. The Xfinity race was insane. And a little funny story about the Xfinity race. I'll try to touch on it real quickly. So my local TV station, the Fox station, it went completely blacked out. So I had to watch it on the Fox Sports app. And I'm watching the final lap, right, on the app. And literally it glitches out. So I'm hearing the audio, Larson and Nemechek to the line or whatever. And it's like frame by frame glitching. So I can't tell what's happening. I'm like, no, it's the final lap. And they're having a great finish. So I had to like back out of the app, reload it. And then, oh, okay, I got to see the replay. Like, it reminded me of the 2016 Indy 500 when my local ABC went black and I missed the whole end of the race, the last 60 laps. So it was kind of bittersweet, but super happy Larson got that win there. And the truck race was fantastic. Darlington deserves 2 race dates, guys. It deserves it every year. It provides great racing. I love Darlington, one of my favorite racetracks. Oh, boy. So moving forward. North Wilkesboro. If you would have told me that North Wilkesboro would be on the schedule in the Cup Series, I would have said you're crazy. I mean, if you would have asked someone in 2004 when they were about to close up Rockingham for the Cup Series, and they said, you know what, 20 years from now they're going to be back at North Wilkesboro, he would have probably told you you're crazy. You need to quit drinking. I mean, it's absolutely asinine to me that they're bringing back North Wilkesboro, and I love it. Now, I will say, I think the truck race is going to be 10 times better than the Cup race. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they're both a barn burner. But I will say, though, if you're a fan of the history of the sport, if you enjoy, just the historical moments of the sport, whether that's, the last race at Rockingham in 04, the 96 race at North Wilkesboro, which was the final one, the 94 Brickyard, right? The 21 Bristol Dirt Race. All these different events have very historical significance because it's either an end of an era, a beginning of an era, a rebirth of something. But in my opinion, and this might sound apples to oranges, but the return to North Wilkesboro definitely gives me feels of what NASCAR had in the 94 Brickyard, how so many people said it could not be done. You could not race stock cars at Indianapolis. It would ruin the track, blah, blah, blah. And they end up doing it. And obviously the attendance and statistics will never be even comparable how many people tuned in for the 94 Brickyard. But the fact that no one thought North Wilkesboro could come back, go look it up, 2020 North Wilkesboro iRacing scan with Dale Jr. or whatever, you could see it. You could literally film an episode of The Walking Dead there, okay? That's literally how abandoned and just aged the track is, right? They rebuilt it. They did it the right way. And if you want to be a part of NASCAR history, tune in this next weekend for the All-Star race. I don't care if you're an older fan, an OG fan, a new fan. This is going to be one of the most historical moments in the sport's history, especially. This is going to be something 20 years from now when they're celebrating, or 25 years from now when they're celebrating the 100th anniversary of NASCAR. They're going to look back at the North Wilkesboro revival. So be a part of it. Tune in. It's going to be something really, really amazing. It's kind of like when the Truck Series ran Eldora in 2013. They don't run at Eldora anymore, but that was one of the super significant moments in the top 3 national series because it was the return to dirt and inevitably led to the Cup Series returning. So as a huge fan of the history of the sport, this is such a magical time. It's a pipe dream no one ever expected to happen, and it's going to be a treat. I do think the truck race will be better. I do think the Cup race is going to race very similar to like Gateway in Richmond. So take that for what you will. But if you like tires being worn out, I mean, the asphalt for North Wilkesboro is by far the oldest asphalt in stock car racing's Cup Series. So it's going to be fun. What do y'all think about the Darlington race? I really enjoyed it. I'm so glad a throwback actually won. I love seeing the throwbacks win. I don't want to see a bunch of, random, paint schemes like, what the heck was the Collie cars doing, man? You got to run a throwback. What was Childress's cars doing, man? Run a throwback. You have 35 other races you can run that sponsor at, but you choose to not run a throwback. Why? I don't get it. I mean, you look around on like Instagram, and there's like dozens of like borderline professional designers that run paint schemes, and they're like a million times better than half of the throwbacks to begin with. So there's no excuse for you not to run a throwback. That's just my honest opinion. And I'll end the video on this. My top 3 throwbacks: Chastain's UPS car. Second, definitely got to go with Chase Elliott's Evernham paint scheme. And I got to go with, that's a tough one here. It's either Christopher Bell's paint scheme. I really like the Matt Kenseth colors. I really, really do. I don't know. What would be the other one? Kyle Larson's paint scheme I'm really good with. But if I had to pick, I'm probably going to go with the Matt Kenseth one because it's just that Winston Cup nostalgia, man. So thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Diecastbuffet signing off.